Did you just die to Shaman Boomstick again? Why is it that every single time you die in Cordon, it's to this guy with his boomstick? Why is it that the boomstick is so powerful? Why does it seem like the only gun you die to is the boomstick? Hopefully, by the end of this video, you will have gained enough knowledge to be able to get through the first filter of Stalcraft, that is, Cordon and its boomstick users. In order to test out the boomstick's effectiveness, we made a new character that would be limited to using mostly the boomstick for any and all PvP encounters in Cordon. The character's name is Camping Cordon, and here are its current stats. Let us begin with why the boomstick is such a powerful weapon. It is essentially a free Mosin given out to players that have completed the necessary main quests. Now, is the Mosin broken? It is not. Around mid-game, when you find yourself at bar, you will notice that if you're still using the boomstick or Mosins, you will not be able to one-tap a lot of players. There is a bullet resistance threshold that will keep you from being one-shot by Mosin. Most players around mid-game will be above that bullet resistance threshold, either by using the main quest armors, such as the Mockingbird or Exosuit, or through artifact builds. Why does it seem like the boomstick one-taps everybody at Cordon then? Because early on, the armors are simply not strong enough. A lot of newer players will get stuck in this loop of trying to get materials to craft, dying, and then endlessly trying to get their loot back by running into the PvP. Unfortunately, this is where the boomstick shines. Unsuspecting players that aren't checking their surroundings will get one-tapped and have no way to react. How often do you find yourself dying to a bush or an enemy that you can't see in Cordon? This is because of the way that Cordon is designed. It's very easy to hide and ambush players in Cordon. Many of the trees in Cordon are climbable. Many of the bushes allow you to look out of the leaves even when you are completely concealed. So how do you counter this? It's pretty simple, and you might not like the answer, but it is to rush the main quest. The faster you can get through the main quest and get your higher tier armors that will put you above the boomstick campers, the sooner you'll be able to be free of these boomstick users. Sure, you may run into boomstick users at mid-game once you've finished the main quest line, but by then, they won't one-tap you, and you'll be able to kill them before they can get their second shot off. You might be asking, but how do I farm up the gear needed to complete the main quest? That's the thing, the main quest will give you all the gear that you need. There are numerous ways to get through the main quest without having the proper suit for the area that it wants you to go into. Early on, Shaman will tell you to make a bandit suit with gas tank. This is an early scientist suit that you can craft that will give you enough radiation resistance to go into the dump to do your dump main quest. You can also craft any suit that also has 100 radiation protection. For example, the ghillie suit. It is a combat armor with 100 radiation protection, meaning that you can freely go into the dump, along with its plus 8% movement speed, which will allow you to escape or converge on players. Later on, you may have to go into the Bioinfection 2 area. Using just the quest armor, it will not be enough. It only has 190, but you can use artifacts and ignore the bioinfection that you receive. It'll also be very cheap, since you can easily just find an artifact that will do the trick for 10k. Later on, you'll run into a Radiation 2 area where it requires you to talk to a certain quest giver. You can easily skip the Radiation 2 area by running straight to the quest giver and starting the quest. Try not to be too concerned with picking up materials along the way as you're doing the main quest. You can easily do the main quest without ever looting. Remember, the goal is to complete the main quest, not to farm up materials for gear. You have plenty of time to farm up materials after you've pushed yourself out of the boomstick bracket where you don't have to worry about being one-tapped by people in bushes anymore. However, if you do enjoy the PvP in Cordon, it's definitely recommended that when you are farming for materials, you focus on that material alone. As a newer player, there's a lot more things to learn about combat and your general map awareness. Therefore, it is much easier for you to focus on simply collecting crapite by visiting all the humanoid nodes and not being distracted by nearby PvP, mutant nodes, or even stashes. If you're there for copper wire, you are there for copper wire. not crapite, not rusty mold. If you have trouble focusing on the screen, make sure you hide the chat overlay by pressing enter to bring up the chat, then pressing the eyeball next to the chat window. More often than not, when people are aluminum cable farming, they die to anomalies such as black holes or vortices, not to enemy stalkers. If you like the PvP early on, but do not like the design of the Cordon bridge that promotes sniping, it's recommended that you go to Dark Valley. The reason Dark Valley is exceptionally good for PvP is because 1, it funnels multiple Cordon channels into a single Dead Valley channel, meaning you may be fighting 10 different servers of stalkers of Cordon trying to get into Dark Valley, and all of them will converge in one server on you. And 2, generally stalkers will let their guard down since they don't expect a bandit to be in Dark Valley, such as a bandit may not expect a stalker to be in Agroprom. This advice also goes both ways. Stalkers can also go to Agroprom for PvP. However, generally it doesn't seem like stalkers need to go very far, since a lot of bandits try to force themselves to the stalker side of the Cordon Bridge. Bandits, keep in mind, if you have a quest past the Cordon Bridge, there is a west tunnel that does not have stalkers guarding. Feel free to take this tunnel, do your main quest, and get back out. Needlessly fighting your way through the Cordon Bridge is pointless and time consuming. That brings this video to an end, and hopefully you learned a little bit and will be less bothered by the Shaman Boomstick players. As the video continues to roll clips, you may be happy to know that you can catch our stream on YouTube almost every day for more Stalcraft content. The next video is going to be a speedrun of the main quest. Good luck and take care. See you soon, Stalkers.
I spotted goofs, gilfnards, and punks.
Hey, subscribe to my channel, please.